You are now listening to The Art of Reinvention by Teflon John, where my goal is to inspire you mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. And I just want to help you grow the garden of your mind. I just want to change the world one person at a time by giving them motivational advice, inspirational advice. And right now, I'm glad that you're tuning in to the podcast show. So we want you to sit back, open up your mind, and just absorb all the content. Please share this content across all of your social media platforms as it will help this show grow. Sit back and enjoy. One love.
I'm
Be
the
blessed.
QI leader here in the incoming department. Outside of here, I go by Teflon John, which I do a lot of motivational, inspirational stuff, where I try to motivate, inspire, empower people. And how I got into that was through fitness, you know what I mean? So fitness was my gateway into finding out that your words can empower people to actually take action. And part of what I do is I want to just, change people, change the world by provoking thought. And so today we're going to talk about how your health is your wealth. Let's become wealthy. Just really trying to drill in the importance. I know sometimes you hear about your health is really kind of corny, cliche-ish, and it gets a bit boring when you continue to hear the same things, because some things we know we should do that we don't. So we're going to get into it. We're going to start with our first topic of the day, which is going to be what defines good nutrition. And I know you hear a lot about nutrition and what to eat and how to eat and the time to eat. But one thing that nutrition should offer is proper energy balance. And basically when we're talking about energy balance, we're talking about the amount of energy coming in the body and the amount of energy going out, right? And this is something that we're going to really dive deep into next Thursday, which is a great topic, I think, for people that are trying to lose weight, gain weight, and really dial in the difference of the two. Now, with energy balance, a calorie is simply the amount of energy in food. So before you eat something, just ask yourself the question, do I need this amount of energy for this task? Do I need, 1,500 calories eating a large pizza to watch Netflix? Does it require that much energy to watch Netflix? Does it require this much energy to watch TV? So by us working first shift, normally our energy output is the greatest throughout the day. And everybody knows when we get off work, we kind of taper down. So that's where this thing, not eating after 6 comes in, because it was kind of based off the energy balance principle. So 3 types of energy balance, which I'm just going to go over briefly. You have a neutral energy balance where you're burning off as much energy, meaning you're putting out as much energy as the body's taking in. You have a positive energy balance, meaning you're taking in more energy than your body's putting out. That's going to put you in weight gain. You have a negative energy balance, meaning you're putting out more energy than your body's taking in, which is going to put you in weight loss, right? So that's something that we're going to dive in deep next Thursday. Is every Thursday, right, Jackie? Yeah. All right, so the next thing is good nutrition must provide nutrient density. And I know that's the golden arches, everybody loves fries. But if you look at this picture, right, I'm not sure if that's 6 ounces, but I'm just using that as an example. When you're talking about nutrient dense food, you're talking about the amount of nutrients compared to the weight of the food. So if you look at this could be 6 ounces of fries versus 6 ounces of strawberries. Now, if you notice, the strawberries is considered nutrient dense because the foods weigh the same amount, there's more nutrients in the strawberries versus the fries. Now, the fries are what you call a caloric dense food, right? There are 9 calories for every 1 gram of fat. And I guarantee you that's full of fat with the oil they use and all that good stuff. So when you're eating strawberries, right, and you're talking about calories for the day, it allows you to actually eat more food, which I know the smell of those fries and all that good stuff can be more, kind of tempting. So when you're thinking about that, thinking about nutrient food versus caloric dense food, and that's another way of how you can just cut calories. It's not really take away food, but trade options. Take away a caloric dense option for a nutrient dense option. Normally about 4 ounces of strawberries is around 100 calories. About 4 ounces of fries could be anywhere from 240 to 340, depending on the size of the potatoes, the way they were cut, and depending on the actual oil. So imagine how much food you could eat throughout the day. And then your body's going to benefit more from eating strawberries versus McDonald's Golden Arches. All right, so good nutrition achieves health also. So there's no way possible that you can say you're eating healthy, right, and you're going to the doctor getting bad reports. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you're eating healthy, a lot of people don't see the return right away. It's like an investment where you kind of put money in your 401k, just doing it over time. And some people don't see the value in that. But what happens is every year when you go to the doctor, you should be noticing an improvement in blood work. You should be noticing improvement in your health, your sleep, the quality of sleep, your mobility, a lot of good stuff. Because what happens is so many people neglect being healthy, and we'll talk about this later, and they end up paying more out of pocket than they would have just invested in fresh fruit, fresh strawberries, you know what I mean? All that good stuff. So it must achieve good health. So like I said, I'm gonna say it again. There's no way possible someone can say I'm eating healthy and not be healthy. Like you're not getting the results from eating healthy. Especially improvement in blood work when you go every year. So the next topic is good nutrition achieves body composition, right? And when you're talking about achieving body composition, right? When you're dealing with outcomes and goals from trying to be healthy, you should be measuring it by body composition as well as overall health, body composition, and performance. Because what happens when you measure your goals just on body composition, you're going to start doing a lot of high risk stuff, diet pills, taking a lot of shortcuts, you know what I mean? But this is just kind of narrowing it down to body composition to where if you're eating right, you should be looking good. You should be slimming down at some point, unless you have a thyroid issue, which that's something that we have to, you have to consult with your doctor and get some options. But there is still a way to lose weight having a thyroid issue. So just to sum that up, if you're eating right, you should be trimming down. Or if your goal is to bulk up, add muscle, if your nutrition is right, you should be improving that too, right? So that's almost like a telltale sign if you're doing something right. All right, good nutrition achieves performance goals. So this is another way you want to measure your nutrition and measure your nutrition outcome. So for example, if you're eating right, you shouldn't be as tired. So you may not have lost, say pounds on the scale for the month, but you may have improved time in your mile. You may improve, your flexibility at yoga class. You know what I'm saying? You may improve your bench press. You may improve your time on the treadmill. So it's a lot of signs that you want to use to measure your overall goals when it comes to being healthy. So like I said, when you'll see it a lot. People that really focus on just the aesthetic look, the body composition, they'll start doing things that's detrimental to their health. You know what I mean? So it's a kind of a fine line. It's kind of a fine balance. And you may not have peaked any performance goals for the month, but your health may have improved. Your body composition may have improved. And for ladies, let me tell you, because there's three of you in the room, a lot of people, when it comes to training, you got to understand that muscle weighs more than fat. So sometimes the scale won't move, but you may have lost 2 to 3 inches. You know what I'm saying? Muscle is more dense tissue. Fat is more water soluble type fluffiness. You know what I'm saying? So it's possible for you to have smaller clothes and still weigh the same. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, especially for ladies, you always want to kind of give yourself patience when it comes to losing weight, because I know it's frustrating when you're trying to lose weight and get healthy and you're trying different things, but just allow yourself patience. Same thing for guys when we're trying to put on size and muscle. Allow yourself patience, because if you do it slowly, it's easy to obtain and keep that figure. You know what I mean? Because when you're taking shortcuts, the minute you stop taking the pills and all that, you know what's going to happen. Everything's going down. All right, so the next topic we're going to talk about is, this is one I love right here. If you notice, the guys kind of arguing. So good nutrition is honest and outcome-based. It's been people I've trained before that have cursed me out literally because they're not getting the results. And then I say, what are you eating? They say, I'm eating at Hibachi's for lunch break. I know, I'm eating Chinese takeout. And it's full of carbs and it's full of fatty foods. So it's no way for you to be honest with yourself and say, hey, man, I'm frustrated because I'm not losing weight. So you have to ask yourself, am I being honest with everything I'm doing? Am I being honest with my nutritionist, my doctor? Am I being honest with my trainer? Because sometimes it's hard to be honest with, to say, hey, look, I messed up. I shouldn't have ate that pizza. I shouldn't have ate, I told Becky, I ate a whole large pizza just, as a little cheat meal. I ate the entire large pizza, but I know what I have to do, to kind of make up for that. And that's a lot of things we'll talk about, because you got to live too. You got to live. Sometimes you have cheat meals. go out with the girls for lunch break, go out with the guys for lunch. You just got to know how to balance out those calories. But you must be honest with yourself during that process, all right? So that's just things that define good nutrition. So the next topic is just get up and get active. And if, you guys weren't eating, I was going to kind of ask you to stand up and sit down just to improve that. Something like that, doing a squat, standing up and sitting down. That's getting up and really getting active. You know what I mean? Now, everybody has a smartphone, I'm pretty sure. Everybody's 2018, and you can go on Google, has this thing called YouTube. They have YouTube. And YouTube, you can put in the search engine, home workouts, dumbbell workouts. Any equipment you have, you can put in the equipment name with a workout, and I'm pretty sure you can find some type of animation or video and follow along. But the crazy thing is you can carry that smartphone anywhere. You can work out outside, you can work out in here, you can work out at home. Me personally, I choose not to. I like to have home as home, a place of rest, and then I do the training. That's just me. But whatever motivates you, you just want to get up and get active, whether it's volleyball, whether it's workout DVDs, whether it's classes. And a lot of gyms now, it used to be back in the day, you remember Gold's Gym? So Gold's Gym was really catered to bodybuilders. So a lot of sedentary people that were coming in to actually start working out and develop an active lifestyle, it was kind of intimidating because you kind of look at what you could be and you look at how far off you are from that, and you would kind of quit the gym, or it was just too overwhelming, right? So now you have places like Planet Fitness. You have a lot of family gyms now that offer free classes. Like you can join the Y, things like $45. And you can actually just look at their free class list and just go to those classes and never have to go in the gym. But I just said that to say this, anything, like they're playing outside volleyball with the kids. Anything that's getting your heart rate up, and let me tell you, walking is free, running is free. If you own a bike, biking is free. So there's a lot of free things that you can do. Chasing your dog around the yard, that's free. So Becky, she runs the Goodwill, that's free. She gets a lot of miles in while she's shopping. And so any activity where you're moving is free. Sometimes when we're thinking about getting active and healthy, we overcomplicate it. And it's always, well, I'll start when I get this, but you'll always have that thought. The best way to start is just, hey, find a group, find a person, find an accountability partner. Say, hey, let's go walking tomorrow. Let's go to the steps downtown. Let's do this. And then you'll build up your confidence enough where you can join a gym. Planet Fitness is like the best deal going on with the $10 a month. Now, personally, I believe you value what you pay for. So sometimes when there's only $10 coming out your account and you're not going, you really don't care. So mentally, from a mental aspect, I like to go where somebody's going to be taking money on my account where I'm like, man, I got to go. Because if they're going to hit me for $30, I got to go. And if somebody hitting you for $10, that's just a meal at lunch. So you kind of think about that too. Where's your value system? So the next topic, we're kind of hitting this overall. You got to strengthen your mind. So if you see, she has the cloud, the rain, and lightning on one side, and she has the sunshine on the other side. She's choosing to look at the sunshine, right? And so the reason I say that, because we live in a negative world. You don't have to, look for negativity. You don't have to Google it. You can just go to the next office or hear somebody complaining, you know what I mean? So part of becoming healthy is going to be on your overall vision. If you don't have a vision, right, you don't know where you're going, you're not going to be able to get there. So imagine if we were to get in Kenny's car. Kenny's, I'm pretty sure you got the GPS either in your car or on your phone. So what would we do if we wanted to go to California?
What we do?
Yeah.
We're putting the GPS.
And that's the what, destination?
Yep, the destination that we select, and then we'll hit the highway and go straight there.
Gotcha. And what would the GPS do?
The GPS probably tell me, okay, you make a right here.
Yeah.
X amount of miles so you get to the next turn.
So directions?
And I'll take the wrong turn. I always do.
So-
Listen to the GPS.
And so the reason I said that is because that's how simple setting goals are, right? Without a goal, there's no vision. There's no clear vision. Like if I was just to leave this conference room, I know, okay, I need to get back to the QI lab. I know how to get there. I know what I got to do to get there. But sometimes when it comes to being healthy, we have no goal and we wander. It's like getting in your car just burning gas. So just like that GPS, that destination, that's your goal. What I want to do, become more active, lose 30 pounds, lose 40 pounds or whatever, gain 10 pounds of muscle, gain 5 pounds of muscle. And then your directions that the GPS will list out, those are just steps along how to accomplish that goal. And it's very important to have goals, because when you have goals, you tend to be a different person. You tend to have a different value system, and you tend not to eat bad if you know what your goal is. And I advise you putting your goals on paper, something you can see, something that's tangible, and just revisit them daily. And through that, you'll become a better person. Now, you may not be perfect. People may have personal goals of how they want to treat people or talk to people, things they want to learn. But it's up to you just kind of revisit that daily and try. And you have to make a commitment. If you're going to make a goal, whether it be health-wise, mental health, you got to make a commitment. So if you want to lose weight, you got to commit to it. You got to marry it. A lot of people date it. One night stand it, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah, some people is like, you know, everybody's like, hey, you know, got my gym clothes. And then next week you're like, oh, man, I ain't been in like 3 weeks. So imagine how you would feel if somebody, never mind. Becky tell you I'm crazy. And so the last one I want to talk about is stop suicidal behavior. Not really referring to suicide as killing someone, but a lot of times we kill our dreams and goals daily because of negative thoughts, right? So the minute we conceive something, the minute we think of something positive that we want to do, we start killing it because we look at ourselves and who we are now. Well, I can't do that. I can't speak in front of people. I can't learn this. You see what I'm saying? It's these suicidal thoughts that we have, and we're killing our overall vision. But we have to realize that in order to become something or someone that we're not, we have to do something that we've never done before. And some of that is just getting active. Like I was talking to a lady about losing weight. Well, if you're not doing anything, I'm pretty sure getting active, that will start it off. You know what I mean? Like for me, I want to become a better writer this year. That's one of my goals. So guess what? I got to start writing. There's no way around it. So I just always like to attack the mind, because if you don't have a strong mind, you can hang it up. And you can lose 100 pounds. I've seen people do it. But if your mind's not strong enough, it'll be hard for you not to go backwards. Everybody following me so far? Yep. Make sure you guys not sleep. So this is my favorite part of the presentation. Kenny, you want to read that?
The yearly checkups?
No, just the title. I'm pretty sure.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
It's like an old rap. Who was it? Public Enemy or somebody? I know you know.
Of course I know. I just can't.
Yeah, I can't think of it right. Now, if you think about that, right?
Loss effects. That's what it was.
That's it. So if you think about that, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I'm talking about something simply as yearly checkups. A lot of deaths can be prevented every year if we go to our yearly checkups, right? So if you look at our women, right, over 40,000 women and 400 men die in the United States from breast cancer. And look how small the number of men are. So I guarantee you that we as men don't take that seriously. I guarantee you. But something is getting that one checkup every year could save lives, right? Over 14,000 women in the United States die from ovarian cancer. That's a lot. 14,000 women, right? And know your family medical history, right? Because if we knew that at 1240, someone's going to shoot, this office with an RPG or some bullet or missile, would we still be in here? I bet Jackie would put that Tupperware up and she's ready to go. So what I'm saying is, if you know what's coming and you know what you're up against, it's easy to prepare, right? So what you do is you get with your doctor and you develop a relationship with your doctor. And you say, look, doc, this is what I have going on my mother's side, diabetes, high blood pressure. This is what I have going on my father's side of the family, prostate cancer, yada, yada, yada. And now you and your doctor can develop a preventative plan on how to keep you from getting it. So just because you're predisposed to a disease doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it. For example, I got a call about 3 years ago, that my dad had prostate cancer from his sister, which is mine. Me and my dad don't have the best relationship, so she called. And when I've done more research, I found out that they get prostate cancer as young as 22 years old, and it runs rampant. Now keep in mind, I'm like 32 at the time, 31. And so I called my doctor, hey doc, I just found this out. This is in my family medical history. What can we do? He said we can do a PSA. It's a blood test. So every year I do a PSA blood test to keep me or lower my chances from getting prostate cancer. You know what I mean? And so what happens is so many people know all this stuff runs in their family, and they're not doing anything to prevent themselves from getting it. So part of it is some little foods I eat, some multivitamins I eat, like the multivitamin I get, I try to get one that has prostate health. Just because I don't have it now, and I want to do everything in my willpower to prevent me from getting it, right? So heart disease, high blood pressure, thyroids, migraines, arthritis, diabetes, prostate cancer. All these are examples of stuff that can just run rapid through your family. And it's very important to develop a good relationship with your doctor, right? Don't tell your best friend everything and not tell your doctor. See, your best friend, if you tell your best friend what you got going on, feminine issues, manly issues, they can go tell your business. The doctor signs, I think, he takes the Hippocratic oath, and he's bound by HIPAA law that he can't tell your business. If he can, you can sue him. So I'd rather take my chances by telling my doctor, someone who can help me, all of my business. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, something like that, having that dialogue with your doctor, it's something that we overthink, but it can really save lives. You know what I'm saying?
And John, going back to your man with breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear about that until Richard Roundtree had it. Remember?
Yeah.
He was the first man that.
I didn't know about that men could even have breast cancer.
Yeah.
Right. And
I
then,
did not.
Yeah.
right, when I heard he had it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's when I started paying attention to it.
And see, that's really part of why I like doing these type of seminars, because some people don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if everyone reads their Bible or whatnot, but in the Bible it speaks about my people perish for the lack of knowledge. And really, you have people dying because they don't know. People have these diseases. In the United States, we specialize in treatment and not healing, and so they never become knowledgeable of what they have, and I have this disease. You know what I'm saying? Versus, no, the disease has you. You don't have the disease. You know what I mean? And so it's a difference between educating your family. Hey, son, hey, daughter, look, this is what I have. We need to get you on this regimen now early to prevent you from having it. But here in the United States, we just accept it. My grandmother had it, her mother had it, her mother had it. No, you have to say, look, the curse stops now. That's not my reality. I can prevent myself from getting it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It's a good thing to learn, constantly do research, because some people don't know. And then having good health is just like money in the bank, right? And the benefits of saving money is it's there when you need it. Sometimes saving money has no direct gratification. You're looking at a pair of shoes. What do you like, Jackie? What do you like to buy?
I'm not a shoe person.
You like handbags or something?
No, not an accessory person.
Not accessory?
Sorry, you might have asked something else.
What do y'all like to buy as women? Just what do you like, Jackie? You like anything?
Pocketbooks, shower curtains, rugs. You
Okay.
name it, I love it.
So check this out. So imagine if Becky's like, you know what?
Not just me.
Shower curtain, the whole
Yeah.
nine.
So imagine if Becky's like, in order for me to save money, I got to stop going to the Goodwill. It's a sacrifice, right? She has to make a sacrifice. So the same thing is she may not see the benefit of that sacrifice. It may take 5 years for something to happen, but the money's there. Just like your health, it may take years for something to happen, but your health is there when you need it. It'll help you recover from illness. It'll help you be ready and available to travel. A lot of people I've seen being in management for years, I've seen people that have been interviewed that were capable of doing a job. They had the credentials, but the health issues complicated with the functionality of the job where they couldn't do it. And so it's really capping how much money they can actually make. So it's something to actually think about that too. Your health can actually affect the money that you can make. And when I say value, right? Have you ever heard somebody say, "No, I can't afford that"? You ever heard them say that? Some people are not saying that. They're telling you something else. So for example, I walk up to a person that's asking me about personal training. I give them a price, or I give them a price on how much it costs for me to be a nutritionist, or I give them a price on how much this protein is. You know what they say? I can't afford that. But then next week they have a $150 pair of shoes on. Or they have this new handbag. What you're saying is, hey, John, I just don't value my health. I don't value that. But I do value buying bags. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, we put money in what we value. You know what I mean? We put money in what we value. And a lot of times, the day that we live in, you can tell people by their actions, not by what they say. And it's funny because you'll see people that complain about, I'm not paying $40 a month for a gym. I'm not paying $25 a month for a gym. I'm not paying this for, this nutrition or this, this way of eating. But then you buy all these crazy shoes, and then 10 years from now, you're going to dialysis because your kidneys are no longer functioning. Now you got to pull fluid off your body. Or you're buying like diabetes medicine. You know what I mean? Or you going to a doctor every other week for a copay, specialist copay. You know what I mean? So it's all on our value system. So it's your choice to make a trade. Do I put this aside for the month to join the gym to invest in my health? Or do I continue down my lifestyle? You know what I mean? All right, so we're getting down to the last part, which is, you know, like, well, we already kind of covered that. Just because it's your habit doesn't mean you have to have it. Like we talked about the shoes, the nice clothes, you know, whatever the case. Now, you may be fortunate enough where you don't have to make a trade. You just have to make a choice. And you'll see that too. Some people have money's not the issue. It's just the mindset. It's just their value system. Even though I have the money to get it, I don't value my health now. You know what I mean? And you see people that do that. Some people know they shouldn't be eating this. They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be there. And we talk about mental health and awareness too. Sometimes we're not strong enough to be in certain atmospheres and environment, and we're letting toxic people overtake our lives, which that's a whole different topic. But, you know, it's all on your value system. Now, when we're talking about your health is your wealth, become wealthy, we're at the end of it now. Being healthy will increase longevity, live longer. Some things you just can't help. You know, people die every day, but you can do everything in your willpower to try to live a long, healthy life. You know, now, honestly, I've done this presentation like several times, different places. Some people can't sit down long enough because their legs swell up. They have to walk every so often because they have hypertension, high blood pressure. You know what I mean? So you can't sit for that long. So imagine how it is to travel, be with your family, you know. Next one is don't be a burden. Everybody has that family member where when you want to go on vacation, you're having a cookout, and somebody's always worried about what they're going to eat or what they're going to do. Or we can't travel here. What are we going to do on so-and-so? You don't want to be that person that's always dragging the family down, and the family can't have a peace of mind because they don't know if you're going to do or take your medicine for the day. Also, when you're healthy, it helps you fulfill your purpose. You know, I'm doing a lot of stuff outside of work in my family now that requires me to be healthy enough where I can actually, you know, do videos and travel here and travel there. Some people I know, they are great. They can impact this world. They can make this world a better place. But due to their health, they can't do that. You know, they're too tired. They're too lethargic. You know, if I do too much, my high blood pressure goes up. Or the medical expenses juices their pockets to the point it takes away from what they were meant to do in life. We won't put here just to work a job, go home, go to sleep, work a job, go home, go to sleep, enjoy the weekend, and repeat that process. So part of that mental aspect is, hey, what's my purpose in life? Why am I here? And fulfilling your purpose, finding your purpose can also give you happiness. Becky's purpose might be the goodwill. I don't know. And it's cheaper to be healthier. If you look at diabetes costs over $13,000 per year. And if you look at the insurance game now, it's no telling what's going to change from year to year, what they're going to cover. Co-pays going up. Now, we're fortunate enough here to where the insurance doesn't cost much. I was paying for me by myself at TriTech like $189 every 2 weeks just for me, not my family. So you look at other jobs, if you're making $8, $9 an hour, and that's what you got to pay. I mean, look at the big costs, or look at what, you know, you got to basically get another job just to pay for your expenses after paying for your insurance. And what's sad about it, most people that have insurance don't use it. They don't take advantage of the preventative care. They don't take advantage of the free dental checkups. They don't take advantage of, you know, the cheap co-pays for blood work. Sometimes in life, the hardest things are the easiest to do, or the easiest things become the hardest. You know what I mean? And so that's just something that's just going to your doctor. Now, medications range $50 over $200 per month, which is a good thing to look at, because now you're going to look at, okay, if I'm going to pay this amount of money, even if you do Express Scripts or whatever, why don't I just join the gym and try to get on some type of plan and pay the $20 to $45 for the membership up front? Why don't I have to pay that? So would you rather pay $200 a month, swallow big pills and deal with all these side effects, or would you rather just join the gym? And home workouts are free. Home workouts are free. And so doing this presentation, you know, I really appreciate you guys taking the time. That's my big head right there in my website. But it's a lot of motivational content on there. But I just want you guys to know that health is really something that should be important. You're seeing a lot of people die to where the life expectancy of this next generation, I think we're what you have baby boomers, you have the millennials, and then what is this, Generation X, the young kids? Yeah. I think kids are becoming diabetic. Well,
I think it's Generation X and then millennials.
Yeah.
Right?
So who's ever under us, like the younger kids, their life expectancy is being cut down. So you're looking at data showing like in their 50s and 60s, that may be the oldest that they'll make it due to the food, due to the sedentary lifestyle. You know what I mean? And if you look at like juvenile diabetes is on the rise. Now, I don't know about you, but you're paying your bills. I don't know if I would be able to afford a child being a diabetic, not just with the money, but with the time. Because it's easy for an adult that's lived their life, had your childhood, to say, okay, I got to cut this out. But how do you tell an 8-year-old, no candy, no sweets, we can't do, you got to watch everything they do. And you got them falling and bumping, diabetic. Sometimes they have a heart, you can't have any open wounds, you know what I mean? So if you look at this like and just going home and sharing this with your family, because this younger generation is really going to take a toll due to social media and technology. Technology is really taking over. So when you look at the mental aspect, it's cutting down the way they have, social interaction. They rather send text messages now, and everybody's, feeling awkward when it comes to eye-to-eye contact and interaction. When it comes to social media, no one's outside. No one's. I don't know if you notice, if you're driving through neighborhoods, you don't see kids outside anymore. You don't have to dodge them when you're driving cars. And so, so all these diseases are on an uprise. And I can imagine with more people becoming sicker, that the premiums and everything will start going up. And you guys know how that is. So pretty much that's all I have. I just want to kind of drill that in, just kind of have, give you something to think about while you're sitting at your desk for the rest of the day. But any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing?
No.
We would like to thank you for listening to this episode of The Art of Reinvention by Teflon John. And we encourage you to share this episode across all your social media platforms. And we also encourage you to visit our website at www.imteflonjohn.com and follow us on all our social media platforms at facebook.com/realteflonjohn, twitter.com/realteflonjohn, and instagram.com/realteflonjohn. And while you're on Facebook, go ahead and like our page so you can receive first-hand notifications every time we go live with the motivational video or any motivational content. And as I always say, one love, be blessed.